let us first find out what Swiflearn is. As by now you already know what is Swiflearn, it is the India's most sincere learning destination for classes 1 to 10. It is the most sincere learning destination because we try harder. So over here in Swiflearn, all the classes are 100% live and interactive classes. So in the class, you can ask for any sort of doubt or confusion regarding the topic, and the teacher will explain everything in the classes only. Secondly, we give the personalized attention to each and every students in our batches, because our batches consist of maximum number of 6 students. Over here, you can get the students like 1 student, 2 student or 3 student, or maximum 6 students are there, which actually help us to keep an eye and give personalized attention to each and every one of you, so that you can also interact with us properly and there will be no chaos at all, and we can interact and discuss the various topics about our regarding the different subjects, right? Okay. Thirdly, we have a very good dedicated academic mentor team who continuously track on the students' progress. So, what do? They find out how you are performing in your classes, how you are doing the homework, whether you are submitting your homework properly or not, how you are grasping all the different topics, how you are understanding properly, and how many, like how you are performing in the school examination also. So everything is tracked and you will get the feedback, so that you will be able to understand where you need your improvement. You can focus on that and you can improve yourself, right? And fourthly, which is a very important thing, that is we cover the syllabus as per the school examination schedule. So it may happen that you have certain chapters which are there in your school, but we are going with some other different topics in Swiflearn. So you can request us and we will do your the chapters which are coming in your school previously, and then we will go to the other rest of the topics. So these are the different types of custom requests we generally handle in Swiflearn. So these are our general features of Swiflearn, and let us now find out what are the key features. So our key features, first one is we keep the detailed progress report of each and every student, and accordingly we provide it to you in the certain intervals, so that you will be able to understand where you are lagging, and when you, in which topic or in which like subject you need more focus on, and you will be able to understand, you will be able to improve yourself, right? So over here in the progress report, definitely how you are performing in the class, you are doing in the homework, how you are writing in the different test, the monthly test which are performed in the Swiflearn, everything is present in this progress report. So this will go to your parents, and they will be able to understand that how you in which topic you need more focus on, and how you will be able to improve yourself, right? Secondly, we have the Swiflearn academic test series, which in short we call as the SATs, where you will be able to perform and you will understand where you are ranking internationally, right? Thirdly, you can take the unlimited practice test after completing each and every topic of the different subjects. You will be able to take the unlimited practice test, and over there you can write down the different question answer, which will include both the objectives as well as the subjective questions. In objectives, you will get the MCQs, filling the blanks, true, false, match the column, one word or one sentence type of question, as well as we also have the subjective test for your school examination as well as the board examination, whoever is there in class 10th. So over here you will be able to write down the answer according to the marks, which is very important. Sometimes you may have the concept, but you cannot write the proper keywords, and that is why you miss out most of the marks, right? So that is very important to practice writing the subjective answers, and we have a very good team of teachers who will correct all your answer, and they will give you the tips how to write the answer or how to improve your answer, including the different diagrams or including the various chemical equations, or we can say the graph to be included in the answer. And accordingly you can practice, and you will be able to improve your marks, and you will never miss any of the marks or never lose the marks, right? You will get the full marks in board exam as well as the school exam. So these are the different key features we have in Swiflearn. So to experience it, please book a free trial class of Swiflearn and experience all of this, and enroll in Swiflearn, so that you will be able to enjoy all these things and learn with Swiflearn. right? So as you already have done, that is the subscription of the channel. If you have not done till now, please subscribe our channel in YouTube, press the bell icon and never miss any of the update of the upcoming classes. So stay with Swiflearn, stay with us, and like, comment and share with your friends and family members so that they will also be able to come to know about Swiflearn, right? So let us now move on to the topic of today. As I have already said that today's topic of discussion is the stars and the solar system. So this is the second session of this chapter. We have already completed with the previous session where we have already studied about the moon in detail, the different phases of the moon and what actually is present on the surface of the moon, to be very specific, as well as we have already studied about the constellation, right? So today we will mainly focus on the whole solar system. What is the whole solar system made up of? Then what is the center of the solar system have? That is the sun. That is the very nearest star from the earth, and that is why we get the bright light of the sun during the daytime as well as the heat of the sun. So we will study about the sun. Then we will study about the various planets which are present in our solar system. Then we will divide this planet into two main categories, that is the inner planets and the outer planets. So what are the inner planets and what are the outer planets we will study, and we will study the detail of all the planets. Okay, so each and every planet we will discuss in detail so that you can come to know about various facts about the planets, and finally we will discuss about the dwarf planets. Fine. So I guess you are all ready to know a lot of thing about the solar system, the total composition of the solar system and all. Yes. Okay, chalo. So let's start with a very nice picture. So look at the picture and can you tell me what is the picture is about? What is this showing in this picture? Any one of you? Yeah. Whoever is there in the chat box, let me find out who can give me the correct answer in the chat box. What is this picture is denoting you or telling you, or what is this which you can see in this picture? Yes. What is coming to your mind? You can see the cleared stars. Yes. Can you see the different planets over here? No? Okay. So they are very tiny, tiny. You will not be able to see in this picture. So, what is actually this picture is all about? It is the galaxy. Okay. So, it is the whole galaxy within which our solar system is located. Fine. Now, let us find out where is the galaxy present. Now, there is the huge universe, and the universe has a large number of galaxies. Okay, so among this all the different galaxies, there is a galaxy which is known as the Milky Way Galaxy, where the various millions and millions stars are present as well as the different planets are present, right? So millions and millions stars are present in each of the galaxy, which are bounded by the very unique force, that is the gravitational force. Fine. So that is why they are all in a perfect position in the universe. Clear hai? Now, the galaxy, within the galaxy, there is the solar system. Okay, so the solar system is present with the sun as well as the different planets which are surrounded by the sun. The different planets which are revolving around the sun is present in the solar system, and our solar system is present where our planet is present in the solar system, that is the earth, exists within the galaxy whose name is the Milky Way Galaxy. Clear hai up to this much? So have an idea, have you got an idea about what is the universe? Within that the galaxy is present within many galaxies. One galaxy is the Milky Way Galaxy. Within this Milky Way Galaxy, one of the system, that is the solar system, which is present having the sun and the different planets which are revolving around the sun. And among all these planets there is the earth, and within the earth definitely there are various continents, various you can see the countries, and within the countries there are the local region, obviously the states, and there is the local region, and within that we are present. Okay, so got an idea how vast or big the universe is, and who are we? Yes, where we are actually present or actually located? Yes, got an idea? Very good. Now let us find out what is the solar system. So our solar system consists of the sun, that is the star, which is very bright star, so bright that we during the daytime we do not need any artificial type of light, and it is all visible during the daytime because of the light which is coming from this sun, right? And around the sun there are the various planets which are revolving around the sun, right? These are the different celestial bodies, and together they form the whole solar system. Now over here we can see the 8 planets. Actually previously we considered the 9 planets, where Pluto was also considered about the as the planet, but nowadays Pluto is under the category of the dwarf planet. Okay, so it was given by the Astronomical Union. Okay, so we will study about the dwarf planet definitely in today's session later on. So now let us focus on the whole solar system, which is actually present in the solar system. So the main center of attraction in our solar system is the sun, right? So what is the sun? It is the nearest star from us, and which emit the huge amount of light and heat, and that is why during the daytime we get the heat and light. We and also we have the atmosphere on the earth's surface who used to which is having the various types of gases who used to trap the heat of the sun, and that is why an average temperature is maintained on the earth's surface, right? Okay. Now, what is the sun? It is the main source of the heat and light for all the planets, not only the Earth. If you think about the other planets also, they are also getting the light and heat from the sun. Right. Now, let us find what are the different planets which are going round and round or revolving round and round the sun. So over here you can see the very first planet which is very close to the sun is the Mercury, right? So just after the Mercury there is the Venus, okay, then the Earth, fourth is the Mars, then fifth is the Jupiter, sixth is the Saturn, seventh is the Uranus, and last one, that is the eighth planet, is the Neptune. So these are the different 8 planets who are continuously revolving around the sun. Clear hai? Now, do you see one proper ring like structure? All of them are actually situated in and around that ring, they are revolving around the sun. So they have a definite pathway. Right. So to remember all the names of these planets one after another, you can just remember a very good rhyme I am sharing with you. That is, my very enthusiastic mother just served us noodles. Okay, so how will you be able to remember this according to the names of the planets? Now see, the first planet's name is starts with M, right? So my very enthusiastic mother, so M for Mercury, right? Very enthusiastic, so very ka V kahan aa gaya? Venus, it also starts with V. Okay, the Venus. Just the third word over here is the enthusiastic. Enthusiastic starts with E, and the third planet also starts with E, that is the Earth where we live, right? Coming to the fourth word, that is the mother, right? My very enthusiastic mother. Mother starts with M. Definitely the fourth planet also starts with M. That is the Mars, right? Just. Fifth word is just over here. We can see it starts with J, and the fifth planet's name is also starting with J. That is Jupiter, right? Sixth word, that is the served. Okay, so served starts for with S. Okay, so the sixth planet starts with S. That is Saturn, right? Seventh word is us. Okay, so my very enthusiastic mother just served us. Okay, us starts with U, and Uranus is the seventh planet. And the last word, that is, what is she serving us? The noodles. You love noodles, right? Yes, I also. So over here it starts with N, and the last planet's name also starts with N. That is the Neptune. Clear hai? Okay, so my very enthusiastic mother just served us noodles. From here we will be able to understand, we will be able to remember the names of the different planets, the 8 planets, one after another. What are they? Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Clear up to this much? Yes. Will you be able to remember the different names? Yes, the different names of the planets one after another, how they are situated in our solar system. Clear hai na? Okay, now let's move on to the fact that why do you think that while the planets are revolving around the sun, they may collide with each other? They can come a little bit over here, or they can jump from one another and they can like collide with each other, right? And it will be a vast destruction, right, in the galaxy. Yeah. Okay, so why do you think these planets do not actually collide with each other and they are present in the solar system according to like their own way, and their in the own way they are revolving around the sun? Any idea about it? Yes. Any idea why the planets do not collide with each other while revolving around the sun? Because can you see the rings over here? They are denoting the pathway. Okay, they all the different planets has the definite pathway along with which they revolves around the sun, and this pathway are known as the orbit. Okay, like the earth is also have its has its own orbit, so the other different planets are also having their own orbit along which they revolves around the sun. Clear, eh? Yes. Okay, so now we will study about the time taken by each of the planet to complete one whole revolution. Over here, if you start looking into the revolution of the Earth, so this is the orbit of the Earth, right? So it is going round and round of the sun, and again when it will come back to its own position, that means it will complete its one whole turn around the sun. Do you know what is it called? It is known as the revolution. Clear hai? So what do you mean by revolution? The time taken by any of the planets to complete the whole round or the whole revolution around the sun is known as the period of revolution. Okay, so the whole journey is known as the revolution, and the time taken by to complete all the whole revolution is known as the period of revolution. Do you know what is the actual period of revolution for the earth to complete one whole revolution? It is 365 and 1/4 day, to be very specific. So why 1/4? Because just that is why, to cover up the 1/4, when the whole 1/4 for 1/4 will be completed, then we will get one extra day, which is known as the leap year, right? We get the extra day in the leap year in the 29th February. It is happening, right? Exactly. So the whole revolution takes for the earth to complete one whole revolution round the sun is 365 and 1/4 day. Clear hai? Now this is all about the revolution. Now have you ever noticed that the path of every planet? Yes, we have already said about the path of the earth, and the earth is revolving round the sun on its own orbit and completing one revolution. Can you see, can you compare this one, the distance between the earth and sun, and the distance between the sun and Neptune? Yes, Neptune is too far away from the sun, right? So Neptune is also going around the sun. It is also completing the whole revolution around the sun, right, on its own orbit. Clear hai? So can you tell me like how much time will it take, or what will be the period of revolution? Will it be more than the earth or lesser than that of the earth? Any idea? Yes, it will be more than the earth. Why? Because when the distance is increasing, definitely the diameter of the whole revolutionary thing is increasing, right? You can see the diameter of the whole orbit is increasing, and that is why they are also taking much more time to complete one revolution. Fine. So always remember that the period of revolution increases when the distance between the planet and the sun also increases. Okay, so it will be the least in case of the Mercury, and it will be the highest in case of the Neptune. So Neptune takes a lot of time to complete the whole revolution compared to the inner planets, which you can say the Mercury, Venus, or Earth. Clear hai? Up to this much, got an idea, I guess? Yes? Yes? Any question, any doubt, please write it down in the chat box, okay? Chalo. Now, besides revolution, okay, that is revolving around the sun, the planets also rotates on its own axis. Do you know that thing? Yes. Do you see the axis of the earth? This is the axis, and on its own axis they also rotate, and that is why it results in the formation of day and night. Okay, when the portion of the earth faces the sun, obviously those countries which are present on the earth will have the daytime at that time, and the portion of the earth, the half portion which is just behind it, which is facing away from the sun, they are having the shadow, or we can say they are having the night time, right? Just think about the two countries. One is in India and another one is America. Okay, so what will you see? Like there is a huge difference. That is the time period. The time difference is almost like 12 hour or 12.5 hours, right? So when it is the daytime, early morning, like 7 o'clock in the early morning in India, so definitely there will be the 7 p.m. or 7:30. That is in the evening in case of America, and this is happening due to the rotation. That is, the earth is rotating on its own axis. So what is this time called? The time taken by the planet to complete the whole rotation is known as the period of rotation, right? So have you got an idea what is the rotation and what is revolution? Right? So revolution is when the earth is completing the whole round around the sun. That is the revolution, and the time taken is known as the period of revolution. And when the earth is just rotating around its own axis in a particular place, that formation which results in the formation of the day and night, it actually is having the rotation, sorry, the time taken by this is known as the period of rotation. Clear hai up to this much? Yes. Any question? Okay, now let us focus on the categorization of the different planets. So, as we have already know by now that there are main 8 planets which are present in our solar system. So, we can categorize them as the inner planets and the outer planets, right? So, what are the inner planets? The planets which are present nearby to the sun. Okay, which are the closest planet to the sun. Okay, so they are known as the inner planets. Generally, they are made up of the different types of rocks. Right now, over here we can see that the Mercury, the Venus, Earth, and Mars. These are the 4 planets which are known as the inner planets, which are close to the sun. And just behind it, after the Mars, that is the Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, these planets are made up of mostly gases, okay, and they are far away from the sun, and that is why they are known as the outer planets. Clear hai? So got an idea what are the inner planets and what are the outer planets? Yes. Any question, any doubt till now? No? Okay, chalo. Now let us find out the detail of all the 8 different planets which are present in the solar system. So the very first planet of our solar system is what? Mercury, right? So we also call it as the Buddha, right? It is the nearest planet to the sun. So let me tell you a very interesting thing about Mercury. Like it is the closest planet to the sun, right? So it must be the hottest planet because the most of the heat of the sun is going to the Mercury, definitely, but it is not. Do you know why? Because it does not have its own atmosphere. So what is the main role of the atmosphere? They used to hold the heat of the sun, right? The atmosphere which is present on the surface of the earth, it is consist of the different types of gases. It is composed of the various mixture of the different gases, and the different gases, like you can see the carbon dioxide, they generally trap the heat of the sun, and it actually help to maintain the average temperature on the earth's surface. Clear hai? But as this atmosphere is not present in the Mercury, nobody is going to hold the heat of the sun, right? And the it will not be able to keep the surface of the sun, surface of the Mercury heated, right? Hi Dhaval, hi Stephen. Yes. So what will happen? It will be very cold. It is so cold sometimes that it may go like the temperature may drop down to minus 300 Fahrenheit. Okay, so this is the story about the Mercury. Isn't it interesting? Right? Okay, now let us move to the second planet in our solar. Now let us move on to the Venus. So it is the brightest planet in the night sky, as we already know. So its thick atmosphere traps the heat and then it makes the hottest planet in our solar system. So over here we can see that the Mercury, being the nearest planet on the sun, is not the hottest planet, but just after the Mercury, the Venus is present, which is the hottest planet. Okay, so it is often known as the morning star or the evening star, but definitely remember that it is not a star, right? Okay, so Venus is a planet, though we call it as a star, but it is not the star. Okay, now it is similar in the structure and also the similar size to that of the Earth, and it also rotates from east to west around the sun, while the Earth rotates from west to east around the sun. Okay, so this is all about the Venus. Yes, what is the structure? Yeah, it is the structure. Similar structure means you can see the whole mass or the size or the shape, as well as it these are made up of the rocks, right? So all the inner planets, may it be the Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars, all of them are made up of the rock. Okay, chalo. Now moving to the third planet, that is the Earth. We know a lot about the Earth. You already know, right? Yes. So because we are living on the Earth, and this is the only planet where life exists, or it is suitable for the survival of all the living organism, whether it is the plant or animals or the microorganisms. Clear? Eh? So its axis of rotation is not perpendicular to that of the plane of the orbit, the orbit in which they are revolving around the sun. So it is a little bit tilted. Okay, and this tilt of the axis actually is responsible for the change of the season on the Earth. So let us find out how it is tilted. So you can see the different latitudes over here on the Earth's surface. You can see the equator, which is the middle latitude of the Earth's surface. Now let me show you the main different lines over here which we will consider. So red line I have already shown, this is the equator. Okay, so this is the equatorial plane of the Earth. Now let me choose another color and let me show you the orbital plane of the Earth, along which it is rotating around, revolving around the sun. So the purple color which I am showing you is the orbital plane of the Earth. Clear hai? And now let me show you the rotational axis with the yellow line. Okay, so this is the rotational axis of the Earth. So can you see over here that the rotational axis is a little bit tilted over here? Yes. So the angle in between the orbital axis as well as the equatorial axis, just this angle is equal to 23.5 degree. Okay, and the angle which is present over here, yes, the angle between the rotational axis and the orbital axis will thus be how much degree? 66.5 degree. Okay, so this is how it is a little bit tilted, okay, in a certain angle, and that is how they the different seasonal changes takes place, okay, on the Earth's surface. Clear hai? Yes, this is only about the Earth, beta. Yes, yes. This is only about the Earth I am talking about. Okay, the tilt of the Earth on its own axis. Clear has so got an idea how it is tilted and how much it is tilted? Yes. Okay, chalo. So let us move on to the next planet, that is the Mars. So Mars is the planet which is dusty, cold and desert sort of planet, a desert world we can say, with a very thin atmosphere. Okay, so it appears slightly reddish, and that is why we also call this Mars as the red planet. Okay, do you know this Mars also have the satellites, the natural satellites? Do you know how many natural satellites are present on Mars? Yes, which are revolving around the Mars. There are two natural satellites. Okay, so Mars has two natural satellites, and Earth has how many satellite? Natural satellite? It is one. Okay, that is the moon. Yeah. Okay. Now let us move on to the outer planets. So this Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. These are the four inner planets. We have already studied about them, and the different features we have already discussed. Now let us move on to the different outer planets. Clear hai? So the very first outer planet just after the Mars is the Jupiter, right? So Jupiter is the largest planet in our solar system. Always remember, it is so large that its mass is about like 318 times larger than that of the mass of the Earth. Okay, so it's huge and it rotates very rapidly on its axis, and you can also observe a very faint ring around it, which is not visible through the naked eyes definitely, but a very faint ring is also present around the Jupiter. Clear hai? Okay, now moving to the Saturn. So a beautiful ring over here you will be able to see around the Saturn. So it is a massive ball which is mainly made up of the different gases like the hydrogen and helium. Already I have mentioned that the inner planets are mostly made up of the rocks, right? And the outer planets are mostly made up of the various gases, right? So over here definitely this is also made up of the different gases, mostly the hydrogen and the helium, and it appears to be yellowish in color. Now over here we can see a beautiful ring around the Saturn, right? Which are not visible through the naked eyes, but we can see it with the help of the telescope, right? Now coming to this, the rings are what is it made up of? The chunks of ice and rocks are present, and that is revolving around it, and it is forming the ring. Fine. Chalo. So now let me share another amazing fact of the Saturn, that this is made up of the gas, as I have already said, and it is the least dense among all the other planets. So it is so less, density is so less that it is also lesser than that of the water. Okay, so this is the very interesting fact. Please keep it in mind. Okay, now let's move on to the seventh planet, that is the Uranus. Okay, so definitely Uranus will also come under the outer planet, and we can say that its size is the third largest diameter in our solar system. So it is very cold and windy also, and it also rotates in east to west. Fine. Now it has the highly tilting rotational axis. So it is so tilted that it seems to be like it is just rolling on its sides when it is just going through its orbital motion. Right? It appears to be it's just rolling on its side. Okay, okay, yes, Dhaval. Chalo. So now let's move on to the Neptune, that is the last planet or the eighth most planet on our solar system. So it is the last planet. Okay, and it is very dark, cold, and it is totally whipped by the supersonic wind. Supersonic wind means obviously the speed of this wind is greater than that of the speed of the sound, right? So it can be seen only with the help of the telescope. It is far away from the sun, and we can only see with the help of the telescope. Okay, so these are all about the different planets, the eight different planets which are present in our solar system. Now let us find out. I have already said a lot of things, like again and again I have repeated the word, that is satellite, right? So the natural satellite and satellite. What do you mean by satellite? Anybody, can you tell me what do you mean by satellite? Yes, the satellite is anything that orbits around the larger objects in the solar system. Okay, so when anything is revolving around the celestial bodies or the planets in the space, those are known as the satellite. And when they are of its own planet, or we can say that they are specific for the for revolving around a specific celestial body or specific planet, definitely they are known as the natural satellites. Fine. So Moons are known as the natural satellites because they are orbiting around the planet. Clear hai? So all planets have their moon on its own, like Earth also have its own satellite. One of the satellite, that is the moon, that is the natural satellite of Earth. But there are two planets which are not having any moon or any natural satellites. They are Mercury and Venus. They do not have its own moon. Clear hai? And the other planets also have a number of moons which vary in number. So the most number of moons are present in Jupiter. Over here we can see that 63 natural satellites are there in Jupiter and they are revolving around the planet. Okay, so just a little bit lesser is the Saturn, having 60 natural satellites. Coming to the Uranus, they have 27 natural satellites. Neptune is having third, only two. I have already mentioned it before. And Earth is having only one natural satellite. So these are about the all the different planets having how many numbers of natural satellites. You can remember and take the note of it. Okay, so over here we can see that, okay, a new definition of the planet. And as the Pluto is the ninth and the furthest planet, they do not, it does not fit on the in this definition, and that is why it comes under another type of classification of the planet that are known as the dwarf planet. Okay, so the ninth planet, which we called it as the planet previously, it is not considered as a planet now, according to the International Astronomical Union. Now it has been classified under the dwarf planet. So let us now find out what are the other dwarf planets also present in our solar system other than the Pluto. There is the Ceres. Okay, so Sirius is present. You can see the position over here. It is present just in between the Jupiter and the Mars, right? Okay, so the Pluto, obviously just after the Neptune, the Pluto will come, and then the other different planets, dwarf planets are there, like the Haumea. Then just behind it is the Mechmech, and the last one over here in the solar system is the Eris. So these are the different dwarf planets which are also revolving round and round the sun. Clear hai? In the solar system. So this is all about today's session. So let me ask you some of the questions. So let me see who can give me the correct answer first in the chat box. First question is, what do you mean by the period of revolution? Let me see. Yes, Dhaval, will you be able to say? Yes, what do you mean by revolution? Yes. Any idea what do you mean by revolution? We have already studied about the revolution and the rotation. So what do you mean by the period of revolution? Yes, let me see who can give me the correct answer first. Yes, so the period of revolution is the time taken by any planet to revolve around the sun, right? That is known as the period of revolution. And for Earth, it is 365 and 1/4 days, right? Okay. Now moving to the next planet. Write down the name of the inner planets. So, what are the different inner planets? Let me find out who can give me the answer. Yes. What are the different inner planets? I have already mentioned that the planets are classified into the two main categories. The inner planets mainly made up of the rock, and the outer planets mostly made up of the gas. And the inner planets are closer to the sun, and the outer planets are away from the sun, right? Far away from the sun. So what are the different planets which are coming under this category? They are Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. Fine. So these are the four planets which are known as the inner planets. Now let me find out who can give me the filling the blanks answer. Where here dash and dash have no moons. So which of the two planets are having no natural satellite at all? No moon at all? Yes, they are the Mercury and Venus. So Mercury and Venus are the two main planets having no moon at all. Right? So just go through the answers. Yes? Clear hai? I guess till now you have understood all of this, right? Whatever we have discussed in today's session. If you have any confusion, any doubt, you can ask me in the chat box. Please write it in the chat box. Now let us find out a very beautiful fact. So Mangalyaan, that is the India Space Research Organization, ISRO, has launched India's first Mars orbiter mission, that is known as Mangalyaan. Okay, on 5th November 2013, and on the September 2014, that is 24th September 2014, it was successfully placed into the orbit of Mars, and making definitely India the first country in the world to do so in its first attempt. It's a brilliant work, right? Yes. So that's all about today's session. Okay, we have studied a lot about the different planets and definitely about the solar system. So, what we have learned today, the solar system, what is it made up of? Hi, Manda, how are you? So, the solar system, what is it made up of? Where it is actually present, where we are present in the solar system. Then we have studied about the sun. What is the sun? Okay, the star, the nearest star to our planet, and that is why it is giving us the so bright light and heat, right? Yes. Then we have studied about all the different planets in our solar system, starting from Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Okay, so we have also studied about the detail of such planets, and we have also studied the classification of this planet, that is under the they can be classified into inner planets as well as the outer planets. And finally, we have studied about the dwarf planets. Okay, so these we have all discussed in today's session. I hope you have all understood this, right? Yes, so thanks for being with us. Thank you a lot. So we will again meet in the next session. So before going, please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon so that you will not miss any of the update of the upcoming sessions. Okay, so stay with Swiflearn, stay with us and learn with us. So please like, comment and share with all your friends and family members. So we will again meet on the next session of this chapter. Yes, Manda. Okay. So till then, bye bye. Take care. Stay safe and stay healthy. Bye bye.